is his most memorable bang? Well, that title definitely belongs to Quagmire's trans dad, Ida, and not for good reason.
A few minutes later.
What? What the hell? What's wrong with you? I had with her! What? I had with her at the Marriott! Oh, why? I didn't know it was her! Oh my God!
Brian's slight overreaction to realizing he'd slept with a trans woman has gone down as one of the most offensive aged-like milk scenes in all of Family Guy. Speaking of Fido behaving in a way people would deem bigoted, he's also behaved like a racist piece of trash in the show. Remember when Chris and Meg had to fight their entire school after Brian tweeted this? In the newer seasons, Brian's perhaps tried to make up for his bad behavior in the past. I mean, he started getting into political activism. In Roe vs. Wade, for example, Brian wins a vote on The Price is Right and uses it to pick up pregnant women in Texas and take them north so they can access a legal abortion. But he's still Brian, and when it turns out he needs to make some money quick...
That if you turn in someone who's trying to get an abortion, they give you 10 grand. You're an absolute monster. What do we got, 12 of them? Yep, we turn in 4, pay the taxes, vote's ours, and we've still helped 8 women. Right.
As of season 23, Brian is still no less unhinged than he was in previous seasons. In fact, he's probably more so. In Twain's world, Brian gets kicked out of the community college because his writing sucks. To help him hone his craft, Stewie takes him back in time to get advice from some of history's greatest writers.
Wow. How was I able to focus to write David Copperfield, A Tale of Two Cities and Oliver Twist? Writing is the only distraction from how literally everything in London reeks of feces. You should simply stool on your desk. Then you'll have no choice but to write to avoid the stench.
You're not going to remember that?
After the disaster he caused and back to the pilot, you'd think stupid Brian would have learned his lesson about altering the past, but oh no! He had to bring his favorite writer Mark Twain back to the present day. Doctor Who style. While Brian expected to be enlightened by Twain's words of wisdom every day for the rest of his life, the old man discovers internet corn and becomes so addicted he forgets all about writing and starts channeling his creativity into much more sleazier avenues.
Now just people saying stupid Mark Twain quips.
I'm not gonna buy my kids an encyclopedia. Let them walk to school like I did.
The coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in your mudroom.
It's better to keep your legs closed and let people think you're a fool than to open them and remove all doubt.
That's not even Twain. He stole it from Yogi Berra.
Stewie took Twain back to the past to save the corn industry and make Huckleberry Finn a bestseller again. And we have a bingo! Brian's been a very bad boy, but he's more virtuous than Mother Teresa compared to Family Guy's most controversial character. Herbert's bingo card goes a little something like this: offers Chris a popsicle, steals children, and triggers my misophonia. Guess which one we're starting with?
Pedal faster! I can't go any faster!
Where you going, kids? Hey, I just want to talk to you. See?
As you can see, Herbert doesn't even try to hide the fact that he's a raging PDF file, like he'll just run after victims in the street. While Herb will perv after any young male under 18, he does have a few preferences: fat, smelly, and gross. Unfortunately for Chris Griffin, he checks every single one of those boxes.
That's a nice muscly throwing arm you got there.
Thanks.
Got a nice tip for you right here in my pocket.
Some people want to be rich and famous. Some people want the cure to world hunger. Herbert's dream is to one day be Chris Griffin's wife. Herbert will stop at nothing to lure his future husband down to the basement of horrors that he's got, and when a promise of a popsicle don't work, and neither does a bedtime story,
They told Peter to stay away from the wolf. Yes, sir, it was a good day for young Peter.
Are you a...
the creep will just take things into his own diabolical crooked hands.
God, Chris is still in there. Somebody save Chris!
So he'll trip over and snap his hip, but at the same time he can run out of a burning building carrying a 350-pound tub of lard because all those special sandwiches have given him super strength.
Also, if I gave you a sandwich, do you think you could get Chris to fart on it?
As of season 23, Herbert has yet to succeed in his attempts to Chris. However, he did get his wrinkly old wiener inside another member of the Griffin family. In No Chris Left Behind, Chris gets kicked out of James Woods High for being dumb, so Lois sends him to a snobby elite private school, hoping he'll get better grades.
Oh dear. Johann tells me your luggage is the luggage of the poor.
Well, I am poor.
Oh, I see. This school is not for your kind.
Chris hates his new school, so Carter invites him to join the school's Skull and Bone Society, a secret club where young boys get groomed for their futures. Emphasis on the groom part.
Skull and Bones elders are now ready to admit you to our ranks. As is customary with all our new members, you now have to spend 7 minutes in the closet with our most senior member.
We don't start the clock until the door closes.
Chris wants to go back to James Woods High now, as his parents are struggling to pay the expensive tuition fees, so his grandfather agrees to pull some strings and get him accepted back there. And yeah, letting the cutest paperboy in town slip away was obviously gonna warrant some kind of severe punishment from Master Herbert.
Sorry, Master Herbert.
Sorry, you better get your ass in that closet, Pewter Schmidt.
Yes, sir.
I'm so tired of you.
The scene heavily implies Herbert's assaulted Carter, so we can go ahead and mark off that tile right over here. The perv also got his paws on Peter as well, but when he found out he was actually an adult, well, he just straight up died from disgust.
Yeah, this is my dad. Well, he often said he wanted to explode all over me. He finally did.
Herbert came back to life because he's immortal, apparently. We're only one tile away from bingo now, guys. All we need is a deleted scene, and trust me, we got plenty. I mean, what were the writers thinking with this one, man?
Whoa, easy there, Spencer. Now behave yourself and there'll be a withered carrot for you later.
And old Herbie's got himself a bingo. And let us hope, a spot on a certain register. Cleveland, we got Cleveland show, sleeps with Brian's girlfriend, gets married, steals Quagmire's catchphrase. I think it's funny that we're following up Herbert with Cleveland. Cleveland's really the only decent guy in Quahog, and I think the reason these two never crossed paths much is that Cleveland's iconic catchphrase would get overused so fast.
Oh, that's got all my stink of the day in it. That's nasty.
It's far from the most iconic catchphrase in the show, though, so you can't really blame Cleveland for trying to steal more popular ones.
My God, this is more than even I can handle.
Is he gonna say giggity? Should I say giggity? Are other people allowed to say giggity? Giggity. What?
Cleveland's a super nice guy. Like, you'd need a heart of pure gold to still be friends with the guy who's destroyed your house dozens of times.
Meep, meep. There he comes. Light it!
No, 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 no! Doggone it! That's it! No more! I'm tired of being kicked around by this world!
That was the very first episode of the Cleveland show, so we can mark off the tile we have for it. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Cleveland's an angel for still being friends with the guy who repeatedly destroys everything he owns, the guy who dismembered and stole his legs.
Hey, bud, how was Florida?
And let's not forget the guy who violated his ex-wife's dead body.
Why is she wearing a French maid's costume?
Because I want to nail a dead French maid. Giggity, giggity!
I've missed you, Glenn.
Cleveland really needs to evaluate his choice in friends. Maybe Stewie can give him some pointers. He's already got the fashion thing all figured out.
Hey, Cleveland, you know I love you, but those jeans, they ain't for you.
I knew it. I think I just needed to hear it. Thank you, Peter's baby.
It was nice of Stewie to let Cleveland down gently. He hasn't had good experiences walking past the Griffin's front lawn. Remember when he got verbally abused by their racist sunflower?
Hey, boy, don't you come walking by this house.
You're ignorant.
Now, why would Peter knowingly let a racist sunflower grow on his lawn? Oh yeah, he's the friend of all time. Seriously, Donna was doing Cleveland a huge favor that time she banned them from hanging out with each other. In He's Black, Cleveland moves back to Quahog, and after the guys have finished talking crap about his spin-off show...
You know, it's not a good sign that this is the first time a lot of people are realizing you had a show.
Your logo was stupid. It looked like a big purple p***, and your ratings blew.
We did about the same as Bob's Burgers.
They help patch up his wrecked house. Of course, it doesn't take long before Chris breaks a vase and immediately regrets the day he was ever born.
What are you doing?
Making sure you learn your lesson.
Ow, it hurts! It hurts!
Lois confronts Donna for spanking Chris, and they get into such a heated argument, Cleveland and Peter are both banned from ever speaking to each other ever again.
Uh-oh, there she is.
Oh no. Peter, quick, change pigments.
Peter really wants to keep hanging out with Cleveland and puts on a disguise so Lois and Donna won't find out. Why do I feel like he was just looking for an excuse to be racist?
Sorry, Cleveland, it's gotta be authentic. Stay down! Oh. Stay down! Ow. Cleveland, try to grab my gun. Oh, trying to grab my gun, are you?
Ow! Ow!
Ding ding, we have a bingo! The Griffins and the Clevelands made up by the end of the episode, by the way, so don't worry about that. But now, let's move on to the leading lady of Family Guy, Lois Griffin. Eyes a kite, being a good mom, questionable kink, grape. Her bingo card's looking pretty wild, man. Equinophobia? What the frick even is that? Just looked it up. Fear of horses. Let me tell you, Peter's brain-damaged pet was certainly something to be terrified of, though. So, no shots.
Peter, the horse is here.
Oh, yeah.
Peter's horse died of a heart attack, but Lois still has another pet to watch out for. Brian's constantly trying to make a pass at her, and sometimes the jackass will just flat out drink all her white wine.
Has anyone seen the rest of my white wine?
Sorry, Lois, I drank that.
Oh, that's fine, Brian.
Alcohol is practically the only thing keeping Lois somewhat sane in her marriage to Peter, but her revenge on Brian in that moment perfectly showcases her psycho side.
You know what? This is kind of nice. I thought you were going to do some kind of Godfather murder on me.
Oh, Brian, I don't watch mafia movies, but I did see Fargo.
Huh?
Lois is obviously no stranger to acting totally psycho, like there's literally hundreds of examples I could have used for that tile. But what about being a lame suburban mom? Well, that's another easy one to mark off.
Oh, wait, what's up next video? Oh, Daughtry. I'm a mom, so I love this.
You guys, Lois really wasn't lying when she said that she loves Daughtry. Remember the episode Prescription Heroin? Brian has an accident and gets prescribed painkillers. Housewife life is leaving Lois bored, so she sneaks one of his pills and takes a wild trip to the top of her favorite singer's head.
What? Where am I? Chris Daughtry?
That's right, Lois. Would you like to glide around on my head like an air hockey puck?
$1,000 a show, split 6 ways.
Lois ends up becoming a full-blown drug addict, and when Brian finishes his last bottle of painkillers, this absolute mess harasses school children just to get her next fix.